The quaint, snowy streets of Boulder, Colorado, masked a horrifying discovery on December 26, 1996. 6-year-old JonBenét Ramsey, a beauty queen in the making, was found dead in the basement of her own home. The festive cheer of Christmas instantly vanished, replaced by the bone-chilling realization a child was gone. America watched, hearts breaking as the news unfolded. Who could have committed such a heinous act? The idyllic image of the Ramseys, a seemingly perfect family, began to crumble under the weight of suspicion and grief. This was not just a family tragedy, it was a mystery that would captivate and confound the nation for years to come. The murder of JonBenét Ramsey remains a chilling reminder that darkness can lurk beneath the surface of even the most picture-perfect towns. The image of this young girl, so full of life and promise, silenced forever, continues to haunt us. Her story is a tragic blend of innocence lost and justice denied, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions that echo through the years. John and Patsy Ramsey, parents to JonBenét and her brother Burke, embodied the American dream. John, a successful businessman, and Patsy, a former beauty queen herself, projected an image of affluence and happiness. Their beautiful children, JonBenét and Burke, completed the picture, but behind the smiles and the Christmas card facade, a darkness was brewing. The investigation into JonBenét's death exposed a family harboring secrets. Whispers of a troubled marriage, financial strain, and JonBenét's possible bedwetting painted a different picture, a far cry from the perfect family they portrayed. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a web of inconsistencies in the Ramseys' accounts of the day JonBenét disappeared. Their behavior, deemed unusual by many, fueled suspicion. They lawyered up quickly, limited their cooperation with police, and even gave separate interviews, further deepening the mystery surrounding their daughter's death. Christmas Day had come and gone. The Ramsey house, still adorned with festive decorations, should have been filled with the joyous remnants of the holiday. Instead, it became the scene of a frantic search. Patsy Ramsey claimed to have found a ransom note, a bizarre and rambling message demanding $118,000 for JonBenét's safe return. The note, unusually long and seemingly staged, raised immediate red flags for investigators. Hours ticked by, filled with a mix of hope and dread. The ransom, a peculiar amount matching John Ramsey's bonus, was never delivered. The police, initially focusing on the kidnapping angle, failed to secure the crime scene properly. Friends and family moved freely in and out of the house, potentially contaminating crucial evidence. The chaotic scene, marred by missteps and potential contamination, would forever complicate the search for JonBenét's killer. The ransom note, found on the back staircase of the Ramsey home, was like no other. Its length, tone, and specific details struck investigators as highly unusual. Written on a notepad from the house, it suggested the kidnapper had taken the time to compose this lengthy message at the scene. The handwriting, though analyzed extensively, never led to a conclusive match. Was this a carefully crafted ruse designed to mislead the police? The amount demanded, matching John Ramsey's bonus, fueled suspicions of an inside job. Experts debated the authenticity of the note, pointing out inconsistencies in its language and style. Some believed it was written by someone attempting to mimic the language of movies, while others saw it as a desperate attempt to cover up a horrific crime. Section 5. The intruder theory. Was JonBenét targeted by a stranger? The possibility of an intruder breaking into the Ramsey home and committing this heinous act cast a long shadow over the investigation. Theories emerged about a possible open window in the basement suggesting a point of entry for an outsider. Some investigators focused on potential suspects with histories of violence against children, desperately searching for a link to the Ramsey case. Despite exhaustive efforts, no concrete evidence ever directly linked an intruder to JonBenét's murder. The lack of forced entry, aside from the basement window which was potentially overlooked, raised questions about the intruder theory. Could someone have entered the house undetected and committed such a bold and brutal act? The intruder theory, while plausible to some, remained riddled with holes. Section 6. The family under suspicion. A cloud of doubt. The circumstances surrounding JonBenét's death inevitably cast a harsh light on those closest to her own family. The investigation, initially focused on a kidnapping, shifted its gaze inward. John and Patsy Ramsey, once grieving parents pleading for their daughter's return, became subjects of intense scrutiny. Their actions in the aftermath of JonBenét's disappearance, particularly their controlled media appearances and reluctance to cooperate fully with the police, raised suspicions. The family under suspicion theory centered around the possibility that JonBenét's death was a tragic accident, perhaps a result of discipline gone wrong, followed by a staged cover-up. The ransom note, viewed by some as a desperate attempt to mislead investigators, became a focal point of this theory. Could someone within the family have harmed JonBenét and then constructed an elaborate scenario to deflect blame? Section 7. The Case Gone Cold. Years of Dead Ends and False Hope. As months turned into years, the trail for JonBenét's killer grew colder. Despite numerous leads, DNA testing, and countless hours of investigation, the case remained unsolved. The initial missteps at the crime scene, the lack of concrete evidence, and the media circus surrounding the case created a perfect storm of obstacles for investigators. False confessions and unsubstantiated tips further muddied the waters, leading down dead-end paths. The public, captivated by the mystery, grappled with the lack of answers. Theories continued to swirl, fueled by speculation and fueled by an insatiable desire for justice. But JonBenét's case, once a national obsession, slowly faded from the headlines, leaving behind a legacy of unanswered questions and a family forever marked by tragedy. Section 8. Experts speak out. Unanswered questions and lingering doubts. Over the years, forensic experts, behavioral analysts, and criminal profilers have weighed in on the JonBenét Ramsey case, offering their insights and opinions. Dr. Henry Lee, a renowned forensic scientist, pointed to the lack of forced entry and the undisturbed cobwebs in the basement window as potential indicators that the intruder theory might be flawed. Criminal profiler John Douglas, known for his work on the FBI's behavioral science unit, expressed doubts about the ransom note's authenticity, suggesting it was staged. Despite the expertise brought to bear on the case, the central questions remained unanswered. Who killed JonBenét Ramsey? Was it a stranger, as the intruder theory suggests, or was it someone closer to home? The lack of a definitive answer continues to fuel speculation and debate, ensuring that JonBenét's case remains a subject of fascination and frustration for those seeking resolution. Section 9. The Legacy of JonBenét. A case that gripped a nation. JonBenét Ramsey's murder sent shockwaves through America, exposing the vulnerability of childhood innocence and the fragility of seemingly perfect lives. Her story, broadcast into living rooms across the country, became a cautionary tale, reminding parents of the dangers lurking in the shadows. The media, hungry for updates and driven by the public's insatiable appetite for information, dissected every detail of the case, often blurring the lines between fact and speculation. The case also highlighted the flaws within the criminal justice system. The mishandling of the crime scene, the conflicting theories, and the lack of a conviction fueled public distrust and raised questions about the ability of law enforcement to solve complex crimes. JonBenét's legacy, forever intertwined with the tragedy of her death, serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of unsolved crimes. Section 10. The Power of Public Opinion, Media Frenzy, and Speculation. The JonBenét Ramsey case unfolded in the glare of the 24-hour news cycle. The media, sensing a sensational story with all the elements of a Hollywood thriller, seized upon the case, turning a family tragedy into a public spectacle. Images of JonBenét, dressed in her pageant costumes, filled television screens, fueling public fascination and speculation. Theories ran rampant, often driven by conjecture and fueled by the constant media coverage. The court of public opinion, swayed by the media narrative and often lacking access to all the facts, became a powerful force in the case. Reputations were tarnished, suspects were tried in the media, and the search for justice became increasingly convoluted. The JonBenét Ramsey case stands as a stark reminder of the power and potential pitfalls of media influence in high-profile criminal investigations. Section 11. JonBenét Ramsey, a mystery enduring the test of time. More than 2 decades after her death, JonBenét Ramsey remains frozen in time, a 6-year-old beauty queen whose life was tragically cut short. Her case, a tangled web of unanswered questions, continues to fascinate and frustrate, a testament to the enduring power of unsolved mysteries. Will the truth about what happened to JonBenét ever come to light? Or will her case forever remain an open wound, a chilling reminder of a crime without a resolution? The passage of time may have dimmed the spotlight on JonBenét's case, but it has not diminished the hope for answers. Advances in DNA technology, the tireless efforts of investigators, and the unwavering belief that justice can prevail offer glimmers of hope. Until then, JonBenét's story serves as a haunting reminder that even in the face of unimaginable tragedy, the pursuit of truth must never cease.